Welcome back, everybody. Disney's streaming service is set to launch tomorrow. That service is going to be priced at $6.99. That's a little bit higher than Apple TV, but it is significantly lower than other streaming services like Netflix and HBO Max. CEO Bob Iger joined CNBC after the company's fourth quarter earnings.
Well, it's ready to go, I'm glad to say. We tested it in the Netherlands. We'll be talking about that a bit on our call, and it was quite successful. Now, the product in the Netherlands did not have original content, but it was extremely well received, not just in terms of the number of subscribers, but the user reaction to it. Very, very navigable, meaning easy to use, elegant, great access to our brands and our storytelling.
Joining us right now for a look at the impact of Disney Plus on the company's bottom line is Alexia Quadrani. She is the media analyst at JP Morgan. And Alexia, thanks for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
So what do you think? The question with all of these things has been, okay, now that traditional players are getting into this, they're not going to be able to spend the same amount that a player like Netflix has. What do you think?
Oh, I can't imagine that to be true for Disney. I mean, they spend so much money on content already. I mean, you think about all the brands they have and all the programs they already put on. I think they match Netflix in terms of their spend if you take into account the movies and everything they do.
Will the stock appreciate that or not?
I think so. Listen, we know this has been coming for a long time. This has been something they had an amazing investor day in April about, and before that, Bob's been talking about it before that for a while. I think they gave guidance on content spend. We know it'd be about $2 billion a year by 2024, and that's on top of investments they've already made, right? They've got the box office coming to them.
Library.
Exactly, the library, the movies, everything else.
What do you think in terms of how you measure success? What will you be looking at to say, okay, this worked or it didn't work?
Well, the investor community and the sell-side analysts are laser focused on sub growth. The numbers have gotten crazy. I mean, you don't know. I know this is going to be huge successful. I feel no one's got the marketing arm, the content spend, the brand, the management expertise that Disney has. So I think it'll be very successful. The question is, how quickly will the subs ramp? I've heard numbers from 3 million to 25 million in the first quarter. And that's just 6 weeks, right? Because it launches tomorrow. I can't imagine they'll hit 25 million in 6 weeks. But the point is, there's a huge range of expectations. And I guess the only concern I'd have in the short term is that investors' expectations don't get too high too fast. But I generally think it's going to be a very, very fast ramp.
So if we see 10 or 15 million, you'd say, okay, that's fine. It's 6 weeks and we'll see what comes.
We'll see what comes. I mean, our number officially published is 5 million in the 6 weeks, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves either because we don't have a sense of timing. We have 15 million for the first year, and we'll see what goes.
Alexia, who has to sign up right away? Who is the customer that the moment they can, they absolutely have to sign up?
I mean, you've got 30 million homes in this country with kids. Assume 2/3 of those think this is a compelling product. It's a very inexpensive price point.
Can I dig in a little bit? So 30 million households with kids. Just taking my own household, 2 11-year-olds, a 14-year-old, they're out of the Disney products by and large.
They're out of it for now until they go to school and they hear about the tween shows and the teenage shows, or if they're boys or girls, I don't know. They might be hearing about the Star Wars shows. I think then they come home and they subscribe.
I think they're never totally gone.
You're never gone. My kids are teens and they want.
So are mine, and they're excited.
Yeah.
How does this match up with what you're expecting from some of the other players? HBO Max, what you're going to get with Peacock from Comcast?
I think this is more compelling because the brand is so compelling, and they've got so many brands, right? It's Lucas, it's Pixar, it's Disney, it's Marvel. So I think this is more compelling, but it doesn't mean the others can't work. I mean, at some point there'll be too many, and you'll be winnowing down to just a few. But I think initially when these guys come out, you might see a lot of churn, people trying them out. But the price point here is also so compelling.
I was a little stunned. I saw a poll yesterday that said Americans are willing to pay for maybe even more services, spending something like $46 a month on these streaming services. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, I saw that too. I think it depends. If you eventually get rid of your cable, I guess that seems very affordable. But if you're doing the cable bundle and that, I would say people are going to be trying a lot and then narrowing down to probably 2 or 3.
And which ones do you think are the winners in that scenario?
I think you keep Netflix for a while. You probably see more churn, but I think Disney's got to be the other one.
So what's your take on Disney shares?
We like them. We have an overweight. I think it's appreciated a lot already, so I don't know if it sort of stays still until we see some numbers on the sub side. We won't get until February. Management said they're going to give you sub numbers every quarter, so we will see what they are eventually. So it probably sits range bound for a little bit now, and then probably rallies, assuming the number comes in a good number.
I mean, it's rallied twice on this.
Yeah, it's already moved a bit, so it's going to sit still
on
until
something they're not charging anything for. So I don't. What's 250 billion.
I think management's got to balance. Disney, in a way, has a harder job because they have to balance still pleasing the shareholders that want to see earnings growth and in seeing good, rapid growth in this product. So it's going to be a bit of a balancing act.
What are investors' expectations in terms of the subscribers at the end of the quarter? Is it your 5 million, or
I think it's. I've heard 10.
10,
really,
okay.
10 most consistently, between 5 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be looking for.
Yeah. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
At home, there's like all those machines are going off every time you say that.
Alexia.
Yeah.
I didn't say Alexa.
We can't have
Alexia.
it at home. We had to get rid of the product.
Honestly?
Yeah, I think there's a way to change the name, but yeah, we had to turn it off. Yeah.
You know, it's listening. I mean, in my house, we thought about turning it on. I said, leave that thing off.
Yep.